Surprising loose skin changes with my Zepbound before and after with 106 pound Zepbound weight loss. Woo! Hi friends, I'm Elizabeth, Countess of Shopping. This has been a very much requested Zepbound before and after video from my skin over the last 2+ years. I've been on Zepbound and Mounjaro and tirzepatide compound for the last 26 months, so 2 years and 2 months. And the reason for those changes is because of the shortage. And on today's episode, I have 7 tips that we're going to talk about in terms of loose skin changes, what to expect, and what's worked really well for me and what has not. I'm going to be brutally honest. Now, warning, I'm not one of those women who's going to show my belly on here, and blessings to you if that's you. I am not that confident yet. Maybe, God willing, I will be. I'm just not there yet. So if you're looking for one of those, that is not what I'm doing. I will have my clothes on. Also, per my husband was like, you're not doing that either. So want to be totally clear in terms of expectations. Let's dive in. So a couple of before and afters so you guys can see a little bit about loose skin and talking about that. This is my face, and I just did a whole Ozempic face video, so I'm not going to really talk about that. This is more so for body skin changes across my entire body with 106 pound weight loss. On the left was from a most recent photo shoot, and then on the right was from a vacation with my hot husband a couple years back. Oh, here's another before and after shot, Zepbound before and after shot, and Mounjaro before and after shot. Body, very different. I want to set the scene for you guys. So if you're just starting your Zepbound weight loss journey or tirzepatide journey, you know, this photo, in terms of my before and after, on the left, I hate it. I love the photo with me with Miss Brittany Jean Spears. I love that one. But the one on the left, literally, I'm posting this because my bestie told me to, one of my besties. She's like, you've got to post that. It looks stunning. I feel it does not look stunning for me. I don't like it. I don't feel like I look slender. I just don't feel good in that picture. But I'm showing it because I feel like this is set, like, I need to be fully like talking about transparency for all of these. And this is me lifting and then the before and after too, with Mounjaro before and after and Zepbound before and after. So tip number 1, we've got 7 tips. Number 1 is setting expectations. I feel like I walked into this weight loss process with really good expectations of I'm losing a significant amount of weight and I'm probably going to have some loose skin. And so therefore, I need to be okay with that. And so I have prepped myself and work on the mindset of it. I still clearly have a ways to go. Like, clearly, I'll be talking about my therapist about this on the picture on the left because my friend assures me it looks stunning. I think it looks awful, and I just don't want to show it to anybody. I'm like, out of that photo shoot, that was not one of my best. And I'll be showing more from my most recent photo shoot because I have a big announcement coming up here in the next few weeks. So click that like and subscribe button so you can hear about that big announcement. Number 1, expectations, reframing. I knew I was, with the amount of going from morbidly obese to trying to be a healthy weight, probably was going to have some loose skin on my body, probably within my face. I had a big double chin, that probably was going to be in the cards for me. And for me, mentally preparing myself that this was not a surprise was very, very helpful. Tip number 2. So number 1, expectations. Number 2, when we, and I never like to say anything medical advice, I'm always pointing to your healthcare provider or your own medical team. But I know from my research, when we go fast with our Zepbound weight loss, or for my Wegovy friends, feel free to share this video if you've got a bestie on Wegovy, similar, the principles still apply. When we go fast with weight loss, that does make loose skin. It makes a slew of other challenges. It makes some amazing benefits, but also some other challenges too. And one of those challenges is loose skin. When we go fast with our weight loss, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, when I lost in my first week 11 pounds of weight loss, you would not want to trade places with me. The back end story of that is I had binge eaten my brains out prior to that. So a lot of that was like junk, salt, puffiness, holding on. My body was holding on with inflammation. The inflammation, woo, tremendous. And so you would not want to trade places with me to lose that 11 pounds that first week. And that also paints the picture that 1 to 2 pounds is not healthy. Now for me, it's a half a pound to 2 pounds per week is my goal. Really, I'm shooting for a half a pound. I still have about 20-ish pounds to lose to get to the higher end of my BMI. We know BMI is slightly flawed. Within that, there's loose skin, so probably take off 5 to 10 pounds of that. So realistically, I have about 5 to 10 pounds left to lose. So if I'm losing a half a pound per week, I'm thrilled. That is my goal. If I lose more than that, I'm thrilled. But let's make the norm 1 to 2 pounds per week. But going fast does lead to loose skin. And so I want to encourage you, if you're just rocking and rolling, I see so many people in my free encouragement group, which I'll link down below. All my resources I'm talking about today will be linked in the description. Click that ... more button. And on countessofshopping.com, we've got a bunch of articles on this too that are going to be coming out in upcoming weeks as well. Going fast should not be the goal. And I really, really want to encourage you on that. Some people are like, I've only lost 8 pounds this month. I'm like, excuse me, that is 4 weeks times 2 pounds per week only lost. That's like the high end of what we should all be striving towards. So don't get it twisted with what the media is showing us. Healthy, realistic expectations. Number 3, this was one of the surprises for me, is plastic surgery. I've started to go down this route because the truth of the matter is, my stomach is very doughy. It's very loose skinny. In the top of my stomach, on my abs, and then going down, I have a very, I have, what is it? Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. I got an apple bottom down there. More so like a, what's that called? An hourglass shape, but my bottom part of my thighs and my hips. Some troll came on and was like, your hips don't lie. And I'm like, no S, like they don't lie. Like they are naturally, I'm just a naturally curvy girl in that regard. So there's loose skin on my thighs substantially and on my lower part of my stomach with the apron. Okay, I've also had 2 babies. You know what I mean? Like there's also a lot, like my body has been a miracle being morbidly obese and then being where I am. So recognizing that too, but there is a substantial loose skin. The picture on the left, full disclosure, undergarments. I will link down below undergarments to tighten things to make it look less loose skinny. I have on there undergarments to help suck it in on the left-hand side to make it look, to prevent the loose skin. Because when I wear tops on this top part here, this top part right here, the loose skin kind of drapes over my pants if it's not proper. Again, I want to be honest about this stuff because I feel like we in general, can look at pictures and be like, oh my gosh, and then the comparison is the thief of joy, but comparison and not knowing what's on the flipping underneath that shirt and those pants. Undergarments. I got a suit of armor of undergarments, and they're linked down on my Amazon shopping store. I also have been recently wearing leggings. The leggings I purchased, I literally tested 15 different pairs of leggings. If you want all of that in another video, just tell me in the comments and I can follow up. But I intentionally bought these high-end expensive leggings because they suck in. The pants on the bottom on the picture on the left too, those are Spanx jeans. They're incredibly hard to get into. Literally, I almost cried at the photo shoot because I couldn't get into them easily. And so just knowing the context of this, I feel like is hopefully helpful and also encouraging, because we're going to talk about the encouragement part, but we can't talk about encouragement if we're not being honest about all of this. I'd rather be brutally honest and show my warts and all in this than be like, la, 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 la. That is doing you a disservice and me a disservice. And I want to be here to realistically encourage. So tip number 3 was with plastic surgery is because I have different areas like my thighs. That's my face. That's not what I wanted to show. This is a better one. That's like my thighs, like my lower stomach, that's more than likely. And then also if I did a breast lift on there and if I did my arms are not crazy bat wingy, but I probably will get them taken care of too. If I did my arms and my thighs, for example, those are 2 different surgeries from my understanding. I'm still doing plastic surgery research and trying to find the best plastic surgeon. I've got a couple that I will start come spring, summer, start to interview. If you guys have seen Chalene Johnson at all, hearing her plastic, and she is like mega, like she's done surgeries previously. For me, it's just, I want to make sure I'm getting a really, really good surgeon. And so that was one of the big things I want to encourage you to is before you get plastic surgery to really make sure you, Mr. Freddie is barking heavily and I'm telling my husband, sorry, to go get the dog. He's like, whatever, he is guarding our house back there and it's distracting me. Plastic surgery in pieces. It's going to require more than 1 surgery. I didn't know that. To me, that was shocking. I was like, oh man, you can't do it all in one. You can't lift up, like a breast lift in my arms. I think that there needs to be in terms of like thighs and arms. It sounds like it's 2 different surgeries. So I'm still researching that, but I want to share with you even just the knowledge that it could be more than 1 surgery. I'm like, wow. So going under anesthesia twice, like if I was doing like a butt lift, I don't think I'm going to do that, but my butt does look like like flapjacks. And I'm okay with that. I'm also okay with that because literally the progress that I've made, I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud. So I'll take flapjack booty all day. Call me Mrs. IHOP because I will take it all day. I'll take it. I'm joking. Some people get so offended when I make a joke. I'm joking. Like, I can joke about it. To me, it's funny for me, like laughing along the way. It used to be so serious about my body of where I would just cry. And the fact that I can crack up a joke that it is a flapjack booty, and I love that flapjack booty. Number 3, plastic surgeon is probably going to take more than one surgery. Didn't know that. For loose skin. And if you had told me on my Zepbound before and after, this has made a big difference in like, okay, it's doing multiple plastic surgeries to get loose skin rid of it, because really only plastic surgery is what's going to take that off. I would love to say lasers and red light therapies and creams and lotions and potions and certain eating plans and certain lifting plans are all going to do that. And we're going to talk about each one of those and dissect them for the pros and cons. But realistically, cutting to the chase, tip number 3, to get rid of loose skin, and for the substantial amount that I have, a cream, lotion, potion, red light, I'm not going to do it. It's going to have to be through a scalpel. So, and I am a big laser proponent. Hello, you can see on my face here. I've had lasers done on my face. A lot of lasers. Well, like I've done lasers a bunch, and I talk about that in my Ozempic face video. So go see that in the playlist down below. If you're like, what lasers did you use? You guys are so fascinated with my lasers, which I love. And I go to Blossom Medical in Winchester, Virginia. If you are in the DC, like Northern Virginia area, in Virginia, DC, Maryland, drive there. Their prices are like 30% less than Northern Virginia pricing, but they have way more technology with cutting edge lasers. Number 3, plastic surgery in pieces. Number 4, lasers can help with stomach. There's new technology that came out. I love Blossom Medical because they're on the cutting edge. They're very science-based, and they're on the cutting edge of what's coming out because there's so much evolution in terms of loose skin and with GLP-1 medications. The aesthetic business, meaning like aesthetics like Botox and fillers and lasers and stuff, they're staying on top of it. And so in terms of the lasers, there is a new laser out that my aesthetics doctor, she's a board certified anesthesiologist, and so she's really on the pulse with science stuff. She had mentioned to me, she's like, and she always tells me, she's like, don't do these things. Like, do this, but it's always my choice. But she's like, I recommend this, but don't do this. So she's very upfront and not trying to like get me to buy everything, which is really helpful. The lasers, it's going to feel painful. Just the expectation of that with this new laser technology. And I was like, okay, I can take that. Pain is beauty, okay. And that it should help. But then I start thinking, I'm like, maybe I should just save the money for the plastic surgery for where we are right now. And technology, if you watch this video in a year from now, the technology is going to continue to evolve with loose skin. I was thinking about doing that, but there's been some personal changes for me. I may put a pause on that. I was going to do my stomach, but obviously doing my stomach with lasers, there's going to be some disruption on the skin. I'm going to feel that. That's why it hurts, because when you bend and move, particularly on the stomach, or for example, my thighs, when I'm walking, it's going to hurt. And so just because I'm moving, right? And so there's a recovery period with that, keeping in mind. Of course, with plastic surgery, there is too. But with the lasers, it's not like a bing, bang, boom. Whereas with my face, I know I'm like, okay, and you guys, I've been on camera sometimes where my face is like beet red because of lasers. So with that, lasers, they hurt, but they can be effective, not as effective though as with the technology. It's just not there yet as a plastic surgeon. Tip number 5, lifting. I get this frequently. People talk to me about just lift weights, just lift weights. And I'm like, okay, I'll just lift weights. Yes, I will go do that. Yes, you tell me to lift weights, I'll go do that. It has helped, but it has not gotten rid of the loose skin. I have muscle under my loose skin on my arms. My husband's like, your arms are looking thinner. I was like, thank you. It definitely helps make muscle, but there's still loose skin underneath here. The top part is more muscular, but if I rest my arm down, there's loose skin on there. It's like a bat wing kinda. Not horrifically, but it's there. And so lifting, of course, is gonna be part of my repertoire. I do lifting in part. One of the big things that I do lifting for, do I have another? Oh, I wanted to show you guys. Yeah, I do lifting now in part because it helps with my bones. And also, I want to be strong. I don't want to be reliant upon anybody else to take care of me when I get older. I don't know if that's probably not realistic. Eventually, I'm probably going to need some help, but as long as I can without having a caretaker and now having had a surgery and had to rely on care, I'm like, I don't want that for my life when I get older. And so making sure when lifting, that is important for many, 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 many reasons, particularly for the muscle mass loss component. And when we have more muscle, it helps burn more calories and all of that. But the lifting component is not going to get rid of the loose skin. From somebody who now has been lifting, I have a lifting coach. I used to be so resistant upon lifting. And if that is you, I started off with doing just wall Pilates here on YouTube. Because a group member, Linda, told me, Linda is amazing. Linda's had an incredible journey with her own weight loss, and I've interviewed her on that. She said, Elizabeth, go look up Wall Pilates Senior. There's a lady who wears these like leggings that are like, what are they called? Side saddle leggings on the thumbnail. I was sweating and I was so sore afterwards. So FYI on that, in terms of lifting, it helps. It's not going to get rid of the loose skin completely. Next, number 6, red light therapy. I did a whole video on it. You can check that out down in the playlist too. Red light therapy, definitely the technology. We're still learning. There's still a lot of unknown variables. And I always tell you guys, I am science-based. I want data and research. There's still research being done and it's showing. I definitely have noticed a difference in my face with red light therapy. And I've started to use red light therapy on my body and I can see already it's helping. So red light therapy for my loose skin, again, it's not going to get rid of all that loose skin. It's going to help, which is fine. And going back to tip number 1, expectations. But for tip number 6 with red light therapy, it helps, but it's not going to take it away, right? And I think that that's important. Number 7, creams, lotions, potions. I'm a lotion, potion, cream kind of gal. I'm very girly in that sense. And I love testing and trying for you guys different lotions. I have several different ones I recommend. My ride or dies, and they're down on my Amazon shopping list. You can go to Amazon and get them. Frequently they run sales. If you're on my Monday and Thursday email list, I will tell you if they're on sale. I'm like, go get them, they're on sale. This is like a stock on sale pricing. One is Crepe Erase. The other is Sol de Janeiro. But the third one, I just bought this and I bought it because y'all told me. And I kept hearing you guys talk about it over and over and over again. And I'm like, okay, I'll buy it. It's called Nailies. It's Be Tight and they have a bunch of different product line. I bought this. They reached out to me literally last night, which I thought was so crazy. I'm like, I just bought it. And they reached out to me to send me a package to test a bunch of their products. So I'm going to be doing that. You guys know, I'll be honest. I don't take any sponsorships unless out of integrity, unless I love the product. This, it has on there, and this is interesting because if you've seen, it's from Nailies, Be Tight. If you've seen their advertising, and now that I've mentioned it, it probably will show up on your algorithm. I've seen it a bunch on Instagram. And I feel like the marketing on it is not what's happened to me, but I've only used it once. It tells you that it can have a burning sensation for some people. And so just being upfront with that, that's the directions. And I'm willing to try, okay, if I have burning, I'll just wipe it off and deal with the burning sensation. But it says those are for certain people. This is why you should spot test it. So I just spot tested it before I came in here to film. I gave it an hour of just feeling it. It's tingling. It tells you it's going to tingle. Okay, I'll take that. And it has a warming sensation. Did it make my cellulite and my loose skin completely smooth? No, it did not. In their marketing, it looks like that. I did not have that, but this is my first go around with it. Like I said, I just spot tested it on like an area like this big because I was like, if it burns in that area, I'll do it. Like the size of this jar. It's a very big portion. This is what it looks like. It's thick. It looks kind of like thick Pepto-Bismol. I'm interested. So I will follow up with you guys because you guys know I'm going to be brutally honest. If I don't like it, it's not going to be Countess of Shopping approved. It's not going to take away loose skin, but gosh, it helps confidence. For me, the last 2 summers, and I'm going on my 3rd summer with Zepbound and Mounjaro, Crepe Erase has not led me astray. It smells kind of like almonds. You can get it unscented, and then there's like a scented one. And Sol de Janeiro, I give a 9 out of 10. It's specifically the Baja one. I like this, the pink one. This is a 10 out of 10. It's Crepe Erase. It helps with crepiness. But again, it's not going to take away completely loose skin, but it helps my confidence. And I feel like, okay, if it helps my confidence, I'm going to do it. At the pool also, and I'll link this down below, the airbrush to give just a little bit of tan because I'm so pasty. It helps to cover the cellulite. That is also helpful too. But this new Nailies, You guys recommend, if you were one of the recommenders, I think Danielle was one of them, and a couple of you all also were like, Elizabeth. So I bought it. I put my money where my mouth is to go test it. We'll see. Again, just preliminary testing. It looked good, but I know this looks great already, and this looks great already too. And so again, it wasn't like a huge sample portion. It did not take away, like their videos have it where it's like wrinkly and then smooth, but they do have a lot of other interesting products. So I'm going to try them all together and see. And again, the price point wasn't crazy expensive too. It was reasonable. It was reasonable. So you guys know also I try to think about the price point for these things. A couple of the other things that I've done that have helped with loose skin and skin in general is my daily supplement is Gem Bites. I'll link that down below with a discount off of your first month subscription. Their included vitamins within their daily vitamin bite are for aging. And so that right there is one of the things I do. I've recently started adding in, and I'm loving Peak Tea. It's their hibiscus beauty elixir. It's tea. So taking for me, like, you can have it hot, you can have it cold. I just like liquids, and I'm one of those girlies that walks around with 3 or 4 tumblers. I really do like drinking a bunch because my appetite is, my appetite suppression is appetiting. Like, just having something fun to have. So this is not going to completely change my life, but gosh, I really like it. And I love hibiscus teas in general. So, and I'd rather buy these than like go to Starbucks 10 million times to go get one of their hibiscus teas. I can do this from my home. So anyways, I have a discount code, 10% off down. I'll link that down below too. That is for the hibiscus one specifically is Radiant Skin. And they also have for calming too. And then of course, collagen. And I've already done a ton of, I feel like I've done a ton of videos on there, so I'm not gonna go in depth on that, but there is a ton that just got released from Clean Simple Eats for more fruity collagens, and then they have plain ones too. I like those quite a bit. And then the ones in my drink, my coffees and teas, is the Mushroom Breakthrough. It sounds, people are like, what, does it taste like mushrooms? No, it does not. But it has collagen in it. And they have chai, caramel, and chocolate. So more ones you can put in like hot beverages. I like those. But for cold beverages, the Clean Simple Eats, use the discount code QUEEN for both of those too. Those are helpful as well with collagen. Collagen in general, very much helpful. And having a high protein diet, that's your bonus tip number 8. Focusing in on high protein because of the muscle mass loss with it, and then also the cells for it too. And don't get too tripped. I see people get very, very tripped up on your body can't absorb so much protein. Okay, it's still helping my cells, but if that were to be true, which I don't think it is, I think this has been debated with, I'm not trying to debate this in my comments, I swear. But if it does, just say, for example, you just don't then you don't, it still has appetite suppression for it. So therefore, like, I'm going to do that. But for me, it's for the muscle component, the cell component, the fullness component. That's why I eat a high protein diet, but specifically with the collagen to help with skin elasticity on there, the lack of collagen. I remember when I was a little girl, my mom used to be able to pinch her skin and then it would like stay up. Like mine pops down and I'm like, okay, let me keep taking my collagen supplements. So I will link all of those down below too of like what I'm eating and of course a nutrient dense food in addition to a high protein diet. So I hope all of this helps to set expectations that it's not all, you know, if you go look at this photo shoot that I did, it looks like, oh my gosh, it's just from going from morbidly obese to this. But there's a lot going on under there too, and giving the full picture of that. Like, I am so grateful, I am so appreciative, but I also want to give a really realistic one. It's doing you a disservice and me a disservice by not giving the full thing, the full story behind the picture. So I hope that helps. I hope that was my whole intention of this video was to help because I've gotten so many questions on it. I love you guys so much. I'm so grateful for this community. I feel like every video want to shout from the rooftops like, thank you. Thank you for being with me. You guys motivate me more than you know. Yesterday I walked with one of our awesome, amazing viewers, but she's also become a good friend. Her name's Lark, and she's so fabulous. Like, I'm so grateful for these connections. People, like, you guys are my friends. Like, truly, when I'm like, well, I get to talk to my besties every day. Like, thank you. You motivate me. I would not have watched yesterday if it wasn't for this community, and specifically for Lark being like, okay, like it really, iron sharpens iron, and I get better because of you guys, and hopefully you guys get better because of me too. I hope I'm providing some sort of value. That's always, of course, my intention, like why I do a daily show. So I love you guys. Emoji of the day, question of the day, what are you doing today to move you closer to your goals? Are you lifting? Tell me. I see you if you're not lifting. I get you. Maybe try wall Pilates at home. It's free. You can use YouTube. You don't have to buy anything. That may be a great option. I loved it and that progressed me to Pilates. And then Pilates gave me the confidence, because it's confidence stacking, confidence building, to start actually lifting and then getting a lifting coach and all of that. Number 2, our emoji of the day is going to be a smile, because throughout this, really focusing truly and really on the gratitude. I'm so grateful for this body. Loose skin and all, like, to lose 106 pounds, like, whew, whew, I'm so grateful for that. That is a gift. And so I hope for you that that this journey has been a gift for you as well, and that you are really appreciating your body, and me too, because there was a lot of guilt, shame, condemnation before this journey, and now really and truly I'm leaning so hardcore into appreciation and gratitude. And I still got a ways to go with my therapist on some of the healing, clearly, but I've come a long ways, and celebrating that victory too. So let's celebrate our victories today. Our emoji of the day helps me to get to know you better, because I care. Seeing your name pop up over and over and over again helps me to know your name, but also I will pray over you. If you don't believe in prayer, I'll uplift you in positive thought. Make sure to share this video with your bestie. If you have not clicked subscribe, 50% of y'all watching these videos are not subscribed. I'm like, what are you doing? It is a fabulous video, and I'm wearing a Jaguar sweater. I love you. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping. Count my blessings, because life is delicious. I'm heading over to countessofshopping.com right now to publish a new GLP-1 article. Well, see you tomorrow.